Welcome to the George FTTV YouTube channel. Today we'll discuss AFL Fantasy and I'll build my first team, so that should be good. Very much looking forward to Fantasy this year. The team that I've played around with looks quite different to my Supercoach team. Usually I like to keep them the same, but different scoring and different pricing as well for some players, so that will affect that. So yeah, I really enjoy fantasy, and we have a Discord. We have a fantasy section in our Discord, so a little bit of discussion going on there every day. So feel free to join that if you're interested in. If you're not interested in Supercoach, just come hang in the fantasy section. And a lot of us do play fantasy there, and it's good to have two swings at the stumps between Supercoach and fantasy. And you got Bolter and Sports Deck as well if you want to overdose on your fantasy. So I think we'll start to build a team. Our first general thoughts, I think the forward line is pretty easy for the most part. I mean, some people might not like a Horn Francis or maybe you think McRae's finished. That's okay. If you don't, just because everyone's picking a player doesn't mean you have to follow. But for me, I'm quite happy to lock in those forwards. In the Rucks are interesting. We'll get to Ruckman shortly. But do you want to pay for Sherry? Is he the main captain? Do you want to pay for Marshall? There's a bit of value there too, like a TDK, Sean Darcy. So go through some of that. Mids, I think it's whoever floats your boat. I've seen a bit of you got your discounted guys, like you got Petrarca, Rosie, Taranto. I think we'll all outdo the average. The top guys, I'm not seeing a lot of the top guys, which is fair enough. Like I'm not seeing any Merritt, any Bond, not much Steele. Not really seeing the top guys, which is fine. I think that's probably the way to go. Although I think I have a few. We'll get to that shortly. And then defense as well. Defense is quite hard to pick because you feel like you're overpaying, or you're going for one of these 800k guys, or like 700 to 800k guys that are, terrible injury history, and most likely though you'll see an uptick in their scoring. So we'll cover all that as we go along. So looking forward to chatting about that. So my first play is Harry Sheasel. Obviously has the no buy, and East is very expensive. So I am hesitant, but I do feel like I want to lock in a few guys that are going to be keepers for most of the year, if not all of the year. So Sheasel's one, probably not a captain option because I think we're taking Sherry first. Sheasel probably gets the partial CBA role. If he gets more, that would be great. But look, he might do a little bit less than this because he's not that half back where he scored a little bit better. But for the most part, I think he'll be around the mark and fair priced, a little bit expensive. And, there's a lot of players with the buys and stuff like that we can't really pick. So, we'll go price at 112. Not in love with it, but we'll go Sheasel for now. And, just a superstar player. So, how do we scroll down without... This is annoying. Bear with me for a second. Am I just bad at this? I don't know how to scroll down without... Okay, is that better? Okay, there we go. Alright, next player. I've got Sinclair and Nas. So I was looking at this range, and Flanders, I don't think you can touch Flanders at that price, and I think a bit of a role change as well for him. Might be a bit more half forward like late last year, but who knows. Definitely love him as a player, and in the right role, and no buy, not an easy pick, but like either way, high priority upgrade target for us. But Zorka has a buy, Whitfield has a buy, Nick Martin has a buy. Nick Newman, probably that bit older now, 31, but can definitely rack it up, and did start a bit slow and finished hard. Came home strong a bit like the year before. Geordie Clark, I like a bit more for Supercoach because he intercepts a bit. And you got Ryan there, and you're not quite sure what they're doing at Freo with their game plan and stuff. So I think he's okay option, like not the worst, not the best. So as long as Ryan's hogging a lot of the kick mark crap back there, then it's going to be pretty limited for Clark. But I've gone for Sinclair and Nas. Both got a nice early Marvel run. I think, Sinclair also started a bit slow, came off, I think, calf issues, but plays full seasons over the past few years. So I think his durability a few little niggles here and there, but for the most part, it's been fine. And then Nas, I really enjoy just watching Nas play. He gets a lot of the kick mark, and he'll be a bit quiet, and then all of a sudden he'll just rack up 20, 30 points, just a few kick marks, and beautiful use of the ball. Apparently put on some sizes as well, so it's more, you're picking someone priced at your 97, 98, priced at 102. It's not massive, but it's still kind of expensive, but yeah, not too much like Sheasel, but so that's kind of what I've landed on, like buys of influence as well, but that's what I'm going with. And then the next pick is hard. So I've looked at Stewart. Stewart, just seems to get KO'd. Something goes wrong once or twice or three times. And he's also, age regression as well, I think. So definitely upside with him, but I'm a bit worried that, Geelong, a bit older, might get rested. Sicily, as soon as he goes forward, we've seen Deer go down. I've thought about Sicily in Supercoach, but I think I'm just going to let it go, especially with the bye, but one of my favourite players to watch. Colby, I think they want up the ground, so it's a no. I owned Rivers for 1 week, and I traded him out straight away. Then he did good, then he went back to being bad in the last few rounds, so I don't trust him, unfortunately, but yeah. Jaden Short is interesting. I will take a few injury-prone players. It's just I don't want to take too many. And one of the reasons why I've got Nas is no injury history at all, virtually. And yeah, Sinclair and Cheese will pretty much play most of the year, if not all of the year. So I'll think about Short. Definitely that hole with Rioli there will be good for him. And apparently looking good in the preseason. And probably has to play halfback, but I don't know. Richmond are bad and they might try stuff. The old coaching has tried stuff with Short, so I'm not too sure. Plus, a lot of calves, a lot of hamstrings the past 2 years. I think a total of 4 over 2 years. So that does worry me. Still 28, so not that old, but I guess seen a bit of Farrell talk. Not really sure on Port. But I've gone for... where is he? I've gone past it, maybe. Gone for Roberts and Mills. Both have the bye. Callum's very injury prone, and yeah, just want to hedge a bit. Even Perryman injury prone as hell. Always hamstrings and stuff like that with him. Mills I'll probably forgive just because he's Callum Mills and he's at his best. He can really if he gets back to his best, I'm not sure he will. And obviously the role is we're not really sure yet. But if he gets anywhere near his best and you don't have him, it's going to be problems, I think. So he's in. Whereas I don't think Perryman can kill you. He's looked alright in a few midfield games he's played a few years ago. I find it odd that he didn't get mid-clock at the Giants with all the injuries to Cogs and Kelly throughout the year. So I'm not really sure, but I think sounds like he's going to play on ball. So he might be just a watch at this stage. Matt Roberts, I think will continue this role under Cox, but a bit speculative still because we're not too sure. So yeah, I've gone a little bit deep in defence. For on-field rookie, I'm not going to worry too much about rooks at this stage, but I think I had Travaglia, then Bustling. I think we'll play key defenders in this format, absolutely terrible. And then I think Bice from Sydney, who might play, mature age rookie. So the double Sydney buy is not great, and I think they share with Collingwood too. But the price is good, and maybe we'll take the punt on Short if something goes wrong with either of those. So I'll probably take 2 of Mills, Roberts, and Short. But yeah, again, the durability with Short and Mills does worry me a little bit. And also just general regression from Jaden Short too. So we'll see. Midfield. So yeah, these top few, I'm not going to take them. I am going to look at Dawson, and I think this is definitely a Crows bias pick. I just love watching him play. And the other mid I like is Andy Brayshaw. So I think there are a few players that are like the sub 100 guys, like a Rosie's probably popular. Probably no LDU for this format, no. It's probably more Rosie that I've seen in Taranto. I guess Green is thereabouts, but with the buy it might be a bit hard to pick. But But I think these guys both have such a great inside-outside game, and they're priced at 105-ish, so it's not massive amounts of money, but I guess the more you pay, the harder it is to get rookies off. So I'm thinking maybe we'll just take one, but at this point, we'll take two. In the previous years, I've taken one or two guys that have been 110 plus, and I think that was the mistake. So this time we'll take two 105s at this stage, but I think I'll take Andy first and then cut Dawson if we need to. But I think, there's the inside-outside game, both tackle and mark a lot, which is obviously very good for this format. So I've got those two. Then we'll go straight to value. I think we had Clary. Yeah, I think it was Clary. I'm blind. I think I've missed him. Okay, Clary. He's 800. I thought it was 750. Not much to say on Clary. Should have the perfect role. Played injured all last year. I know he's had issues off field and stuff, but I think when you're playing, regardless, no preseason, playing through injury with your pins in your hand and knee issues and stuff. So I think he'll be good. I guess Saligo could be one to look at. There's a bit of a midfield squeeze at the Crows, so I'm not sure about that. Even Dawson, that could be an issue for Dawson, but I just think wherever he plays, we just feed him the ball and gets heaps of marks. So, and this year got subbed off once, got tagged, played through a sore foot for a few weeks, and still spat out a 105. So I'm optimistic Dawson can beat that this year. The next player I have is another Crows player, and that is, I've looked at Day, I've looked at Chera. I want to see Chera get through a full preseason, and Day, I don't know. The Hawks don't seem a massively high-scoring team for fantasy. I'm not sure why, but Day's got a good outside game. From watching him, he tackles and marks a lot, but I think last year was a bit of a write-off for him. Just started really slow. Once he got rolling, he was fine. I think I was looking at it before. I think for about a 12-week stretch, he had between 18 and 26 touches every game. So pretty consistent. Then after that, got tagged and then got injured 2 times in a row. So Days, I think I'll probably end up picking Day. Has the bye, but no, I like Day. He's not my team at the moment though, but I think he'll make his way in. Does have the bye, and Chera, sounds like he might be over his. It's hard to say if he's over his hamstring issues, but he has been to Qatar, so it could be a punt worth looking at because he did think 95 plus the year before. Same with Day, so I'll do like those two. But I've gone Peatling at the moment, so I haven't checked the fantasy score, but he did 90. So I think he had averaged 65% CBAs in the back half of the year. When he had his CBA games, he averaged 90 in the back half of the year. So I think that was Supercoach. I don't know what it was for fantasy, but I assume it was something similar. And I think and that was also a game that he scored 40 in. So put up a floor game there. I think the CBAs will be okay. It might be like a 40-50%. And he has a good fantasy game. He tackles a lot. So we like that. So he's in my team. I don't know what the mid-clock looks like though. So Crows is a bit of a mess. The next player I have is a little bit speculative. I've got Ed Allen from Collingwood. Is it Edward? Yeah. So Tom Mitchell might be out for round 1. Re-injured his foot apparently. So they got DeGoey, who had groin issues all last year. They got Pendlebury, they got Nick, they got Perryman, and I think Allen could be thereabouts too. So just depending on what they want to do with all the players, I think Nick will be in there full time. DeGoey probably too. Unless they want to, they did trial him forward a bit, but I think that was because of groin issues. So I think he looked good. And he was pretty consistent as a junior, apparently, from what I've read. So he's in for now. In this 400 range, there's a few we could look at. And it's just like, it's too early to know. McAuliffe could get some mid-clock. He looked okay his fitness wasn't there just yet, like faded out in second halves, but did show a bit of promise. So Hutchinson's injured at the moment, but he had a CBA game at the end and he scored quite well. I don't know if he goes in there because they're going to have Yo, Reed, Tim Kelly. So I don't know what they do exactly. So one to watch. One that I like is Hugo Garcia. I don't have much. I like Ross Lyon, but last year he showed he was more than happy to play a Seb Ross, Bonner, guys that probably should have been moved on to give others opportunity. And he could play that small forward role, but I think he looked good in the midfield and apparently bulked up a bit this preseason, looking good. But I think just one to keep an eye on, just those guys. I think in the right conditions, I think they can be good picks, but I don't think we have enough certainty yet to pick them. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, Ed Allen did have 65% CBAs in the last game of the year. So one to watch. And then on field, I've just got the standard rookies. So I got Jagger, Jagger Smith, Levi. I'm very comfortable fielding Levi and Jagger, I think. Jagger, I think, averaged 80 something in the VFL, which is pretty good. You know, as a 17, 18-year-old. 27 touches, I think it was. Or maybe 30, I can't remember. But something like that. And I've got Sid Draper as well. Sid's probably not going to be the best scorer out of the three. I'm not actually sure. I think Levi will be the best. And then it'll be Jagger. And then Sid, I think. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Draper's role. It's going to be hard. I think, a lot of names to go through them. So 3 Crows mids when, Rankin and Saligo Crouch. Yeah, this is a mess. We'll keep an eye on the Crows mids. I just got rookies on like 230k ones, so maybe we'll need to pay up. I don't know. I've got Sard, El Hawley. Now, Rucks, I've played around with it a bit. There's no way I'm going Zeri Marshall. It's too much. It just hurts your ability to field non-rookies. So, I don't like English. Briggs has the bye, but I think he can do better. Played through shoulder soreness all year. Meek's probably more for SC. Sweet, I think there's a little bit of upside there. Improved as the season went on, but I think we're going to go Sean Darcy. Again, like a pretty hesitant on injury-prone players. So for me, I look at the injury proneness. It's probably just Darcy and Mills at the moment. So I'm kind of happy with that, just 2 players so far. And then we'll just take a loophole for now. Who cares? Finbar Marley, sure. So the word is that he's dropped some weight and he's on a new off-season program to help deal with his injury issues. Does make me nervous, Sean Darcy, with injuries. If something goes wrong, we can go down to Flynn, whose scoring history isn't that great. Like 70s, pretty much in the ruck. So yeah, Sean Darcy's much better ruckman, and I think he can do 90, high 80s, low 90s. I think. At his best, probably can push 95 like he did another time, but I think 90 is a realistic target for him. So, sub 800k, so that's okay. So we'll put in Sean Darcy for now, and one little slip up and he's gone. I'll probably just run Flynn then, just so we can get rookies off. Forward line, pretty simple forward line. I've got Horn Francis. I'm thought about fading him. I guess part of the reason why I have him in is he's keeping a rookie off in the forward line. Like I could turn him into like a Will Day or a Chera in the midfield, save that 150k, and if I can use that well enough, maybe I'll do that. So that's something I'll think about, but I expect Juan Francis won't have to be traded out, and Day and Chera will have to be. So I don't know if that's, like in fantasy, is that like a big deal or not? I'm not sure. So at the moment, we'll stick with Juan Francis. I think we should just sort by ownership, and that'll be easier. So McRae, Philippou, Baz, Daniel. I don't see any reason to fade these 4. Maybe if you really think McRae's finished, then maybe. But otherwise, you can't fade Philippou, you can't fade Baz, you can't fade Caleb Daniel. They're going to get good roles, so not much to say on that. Hewitt, we'll put here. Oh, maybe he's up here. Hewitt, Curtin. I think I had Joe Berry. And then I think I had Moya. I guess could go like a Kako as well, but I think too many 300k rooks on the bench. I don't really want that. I'd like to save that money on 230k rooks, but it just depends if they come or not. But that's my team anyway. I'll see. I'll consider Day and Chera in the midfield. That's probably the main ones. Day, Chera, and Jaden Short in defence. But yeah, I think Travaglia, his profile reads pretty well, like draft profile for scoring if he gets a decent role. Like good endurance, hard worker, can intercept. So it reads pretty well. So hopefully he plays. Levi Jager and Sid, again, all proven at state league level, which is promising. And Elijah Hewitt's 3rd-year player. So fingers crossed he goes well, because I think they definitely need to blood as much talent. And full preseason for him so far. It's only December, but still. Rookies, not going to stress too much about rookies at the moment, but maybe El Hawley's fieldable, but these guys could be sub risk. So ideally, not a big fan of. I like Bustling. He looks a good prospect, but not as a key defender rookie. Actually takes 10 weeks to make 150k. So if they even do. So anyway, that's my team. Again, join the Discord if you want to discuss fantasy, and keep it there. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.